And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just another episode of Druze Daily Dose, my phenomenal podcast. And yeah, that's what you'll be getting for the next however long I do it for. Yeah, pretty excited about my new podcast. I really love it. I hope that I get some listeners. You guys won't regret it. But anyway, I think I'm just doing it for myself mainly. But anyway, episode 3, I believe. So today I was just kind of randomly thinking, and recently Thomas Mikal Ford, I don't know how he pronounces his middle name, but Tommy from Martin recently passed away at the young age of 52. That's still pretty young, so. But yeah, man, I just want to say R.I.P. to him. You know, I really loved his work on Martin. Had me rolling, man. I mean, that whole show had me rolling, but Tommy he was such a great character, man, because, you know, he was like pretty logical, but then, like, you know, he was also he was like the logical one, Martin's best friend. Like, I thought it was a perfect character. But what I didn't know was his work off the screen, like in his personal life. Like, he really did, because when he passed away, I looked up a couple of interviews with him on YouTube, and man, they were phenomenal. And you know, he was just talking about his work. Like, I guess he went around, I don't know if he went all across America or what, but he talked to the youth and like motivated them and kind of gave motivational speeches. And I just think that's so awesome, man. Like, I had no idea he did that, and I really love that about him. He was a great man, and just the way he talks, the way he presented himself, like, you know, and of course he brought back like the character Tommy a couple times. It's a pretty recent interview too. I want to say within the last few years or something, but yeah, really great guy, man. And I wish that I was on top of it more. I mean, on top of his career more, like followed him, because he's just a really great guy, and that's awesome. But you know, he moved on to the next world, whatever that is, the afterlife. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna go back too and look at more interviews of his, but you know, for the meantime, I just watched that one, and it was awesome, man. Just, he's so articulate, and he inspired me too. He motivated me, because, you know, just based off of what he said, like, because that's always been a dream of mine, was to help youth and you know, help inspire them and stuff. And I hope that a lot of youth listen to this, my podcast, because that's why, you know, I started the podcast, so I can motivate people. And, well, I mean, it's just because, I mean, I'm gonna talk about literally anything and everything, but I'm also gonna make sure that I get in some motivation and, you know, some positive shit. I don't want to do all this crazy shit, like, you know, fucking having contests about, I don't know, I can't think of anything right now, but just the bullshit. I mean, I am bullshitting, I'm gonna bullshit, you know, at times, but I'm also gonna hit you with the realness. So it is what it is. But so what else? Oh yeah, Thomas Mikal Ford, and he said a couple of things that really, really resonated with me. Like, one of the things he said was, God blesses those who bless others. And I thought that was a good one, because, I mean, even if you don't believe in God, it's still a good thing to live by. Like, you should count your blessings and say, hey, I have this and I have that, and I'm not, you know, living next to a fucking dumpster or in a fucking alleyway in the fucking slums of fucking San Francisco or whatever. that was us a few weeks ago. Me and my cousins went out there, and long story short, man, we seen this, well, first of all, we seen this white dude. He was like kind of an older gentleman. Oh yeah, you might hear some birds. I'm right here on the rooftops again, the beautiful rooftops of Dublin, California. Probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever. Yeah, we were in San Francisco, and we drove down. My cousin took this turn, this kind of a random turn, and he went down this crazy ass alley. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was like some New York shit. You know, it was just straight up East Coast, like, kind of vibe. By the way, I hope I get no sound errors again. I'm doing something a little different now, so I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. But anyways, so we hit the alley, and there's literally like a cement building. Okay, now the birds are getting annoying. No, I'm kidding. It's beautiful. And there's literally a cement building to the left of us, a cement building to the right of us. There was like no doors. It was crazy. It was just so weird. And then, but in the alleyway, I mean, there was like a couple of dumpsters, I think, or something. Some just trash. There's like cardboard boxes and blankets. It was weird, and it was just so dirty and dingy and grimy. And we seen this white dude, older white gentleman, you know, of course he's bummy looking. He just was shooting heroin. Bam, slamming it right there in his fucking arm. And it was insane, you know, because I haven't seen, I mean, you know, you see it in the movies and stuff like that. And I think I did see someone shoot heroin when I was a child. I've definitely seen people under the influence of heroin in San Jose, California, but this was in San Francisco, and dude was just slamming it. I mean, he didn't have a care in the world. And then, like, maybe about 25 feet down away from him was this lady, this sister. She looked about, I don't know, maybe like 30s, early 30s or something like that. Maybe even 25, mid-20s. But she was sitting on a cardboard box against the wall, and she had her daughter sitting in her lap, and it just looked so pitiful. Like, it just looked like, what is going on in our world that she's doing this? But I guess it's the addiction, man. I mean, maybe she's addicted to heroin as well, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe, but I want to go back to that alleyway just to see. Oh, maybe I don't, because another detail about this alleyway was it stunk. I mean, it reeked of piss, like human urine. But I mean, it reeked. Like, we were in the car. I mean, the windows were down. But it just hit my nose like a punch. The stench of urine just punched me in the face, right in my nose. But yeah, so that was something to see. But to go back, and I'm surprised I remember. I have a terrible memory. But to go back to what I was saying about the Thomas Hearns, aka Tommy. No job having ass. I do got a job. Man, I love that. I love his character on there. But anyway, yeah, you know, so we're blessed enough, so we should bless others. Because he also, later on in the the interview, he said, you know, because first he said, God blesses those who bless others, but then he also said, God blesses us so we can bless others. And I thought that was a good one too. Like, you know, because I'm blessed. I truly am. You know, I'm not making $100,000 a year. I'm not driving a Maserati. I don't have a big old mansion on the hills. But I'm happy enough to, I mean, you know, well, I'm blessed enough to, you know, where I could pay my bills. You know, I got a 9-to-5. And it truly is a blessing, and you know, because I'm blessed enough like that, I can bless others, like, and that's why I've always thought that when I'm rich, and this still is a plan, when I get rich, if I ever get rich, I will bless the shit out of the less fortunate, you know, like, no bullshit. I'm gonna donate my ass off to motherfuckers because I've been in very, very bad situations. I mean, you know, mentally, financially, I've just been in the worst positions. And you know, I'm here now to where I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm staying afloat, like, with my shitty job, but shit, I'm staying afloat. I'm not drowning, you know, so, you know, people always, there's always going to be someone that has it worse than you, no matter what. Like, you could be fucking, I don't know, there's so many situations, like, you could be an amputee, you know what I mean, where you don't have any legs. They got blown off in the war in Afghanistan, right? But there's going to be somebody that has no arms and no legs that got blown off in Afghanistan. So you should count your blessings that you can still jerk off or you know, masturbate if you're a female, you know, whatever. But you know, I mean, it's just, there's always going to be somebody. I mean, like, the worst person, the person that has it the worst in the world, in the entire earth, planet Earth, you haven't met them. And, you know, shit, if you think you have, tell me who he is, because I gotta hear that story. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, you could have fucking no car, or your car breaks down, but guess what? You got your legs, you know. You got the bus, you got public transit, you know, maybe buy a bike, it's a lot cheaper. I mean, there's a lot of situations where, you know, you can make something out of nothing and keep striving forward, you know, keep on trucking. But yeah, so Tommy, he just really inspired me, man, and I really love that about him. Like, and I just, and everyone around him, like, everyone, when I heard, like, people talk about him and stuff, they're like, oh, well, you know, Martin, because I looked up interview on Martin Lawrence just real quick, and it was a little snippet, and he said, you know, he was just like, Tommy was the greatest dude, had such a big heart, and you can tell, too, like, when he talks in his interviews, like, you could just tell, man, that he's just a great dude, and I can't believe that he passed at so young, too. I mean, you know, because Gene Wilder just passed, you know, also another one of my heroes, one of my, not heroes, but, you know, comedy legends, like, someone that I absolutely loved as a and, well, as an actor, period, but, you know, as a comedian, and, a comedic actor, I should say, because that's what he was. But, yeah, you know, I mean, he passed away at 83. Granted, I wish he would have lived till 93, but, you know, I mean, 83 is better than 52, you know what I mean? I mean, but then again, you don't know that because, shit, everybody's different. I mean, everyone's got their own life, maybe, and, you know, maybe everything happens for a reason, you know, maybe. But the thing about Gene Wilder is he had dementia, or not dementia, Alzheimer's, which is bad. That's a bad one. But, you know, I mean, 83, you know, he lived a good life. And, yeah, I mean, and even Richard Pryor went at a later age. He surprised a lot of people because he died. Oh, no. Okay, it's still recording, but I let the screen go dark. Okay, here we go. You know, Richard Pryor, he surprised a lot of people. He lived a lot longer than what was expected of him. I mean, you know, because he had, I think he had MS, multiple sclerosis, but aside from the MS, you know, he just did so much of drugs. I think he maybe switched it up, but he's mainly known for freebasing cocaine and smoking crack. But, and, you know, RIP, all respects to the deceased, but I mean, you know, that was his demon. That's what he battled with, and I really think that he would have lived longer if he didn't have such a battle. But then again, he caught the MS, And I don't know how, I don't know if that's genetic or what, but, you know, that's a tough battle. And I really hope this is recording all this. I swear, this is the most unreliable recorder. I gotta get some equipment. If I'm gonna take podcasting seriously, I gotta get some equipment. And I will be doing that. I know I should do just video, but the thing about video is I can't post it on, you know, podcast stations, which is ideally what I'd really like to do. I'd like to do both, you know, YouTube and video on YouTube, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get there someday, but yeah, I mean, all, you know, MS and Alzheimer's. But Richard Pryor, he lived a great life too. I mean, a little short-lived. And George Carlin's another phenomenal legendary comedian. But I think he did coke. I think he did a lot of coke. I'm not completely positive on that, but I know he drank. But I want to say his demon was coke, because he had a few heart attacks. Like, he had like 3, I think even more. I think he had like 5 heart attacks, and then, you know, finally the last one did him in, because he was so old too. He was in his 70s. But, you know, because when you're young and you have a heart attack, you're able to survive it. Your chances of surviving it are a little better, you know. And then you can recoup, and, you know, man, all those strokes and heart attacks, and, you know, you got multiple sclerosis, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia. I mean, all this shit just scares the bejesus out of me. I mean, come on, dude. Like, that's why yesterday, or, you know, the last podcast, which, yeah, it was yesterday, but, you know, I was kind of dabbled in health a little bit, and that's why. Because, you know, that's why I kind of take it serious, because shit, man, there's a lot of scary shit out there, and you got to take care of yourself so that you can avoid getting this shit. I mean, you know, some of it's inevitable, like cancer. I mean, Jesus, I think that, like, honestly, I do believe that, you know, 90% of us will get cancer at some point in time in our life. Like, I just know so many people. Well, I know a lot of people who have had cancer. I mean, a good amount. But even, like, you know, with celebrities, and, like, I look at a lot of celebrities, like, Wikipedias when they die and stuff, or not just that, but, like, just mini research on them, and, you know, and a lot of them get cancer. It's weird. At some point in time, because, like, some of them live to be real old. Like Gene Wilder, going back to Gene Wilder, he caught the cancer, and he beat it, though. You know, thank God. That was a good, you know, thing for him. And, you know, because his ex-wife, Gilda Radner, died of cancer. And that was pretty rough on the both of them. And but then years later, I don't know how long it was, maybe 10 years later or whatever, he got cancer. And he got I think, what was that one? Not thyroid, rheumatoid. No, wait, that's arthritis. There's that one thyroid cancer. I forget what it's called. That's a common one, too. He got that shit. Cancer's a bitch, man. I fucking hate cancer. Which is why I forgot to mention this a few days ago in, like, the first podcast, but whatever. I am now eating broccoli every single day. Well, that's my goal. I don't know if I'm going to accomplish it yet. It's only like day 3, I want to say. Day 2. But, yeah. I want to do that. Eat broccoli once a day, every single day. Maybe not on the weekends. It depends. Depends on my mood, you know. Maybe I feel like eating broccoli, but it's not mandatory, basically. So it's not mandatory to eat broccoli on weekends. But I don't know. I'm just going with the flow right now. I'm trying to eat broccoli every single day. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, because I don't like to, you know, put pressure on that kind of shit. Like, oh, I'm going to do this for, you know, oh, I'm going to do this and that. And then it's like, and then if you don't do it, you feel like shit because you're like, oh, well, I fucking failed. But So that's why I don't be doing shit like that. Like, a lot of people say that I'm not indecisive, but I'm not. Like, if you say, oh, can we have dinner on Friday at 8 o'clock? I'm going to say, I'll see what's up. That sounds great. I'd love to have dinner on, with you at 8 o'clock. But shit, life's so random, you know what I mean? I mean, we can definitely put that on our calendars, but I'm not putting a guarantee on it. Like, shit, what if I fucking get hit by a bus? Or what if I fucking, you know what I mean? Some shit, maybe I get caught up in a crossfire, in a fucking gang fight. I mean, anything can happen. And that's what I mean by that. Like, or maybe, Selma Hayek invites me to dinner at 8 o'clock on Friday. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? I love you, dude. Or, whoever it is. I love you, GF or wife, whoever I'm having dinner with. But, hey, Selma Hayek invited me to dinner. So, I think I'm going to have to cancel on you. Sorry. No, but yeah, man. And Gene Wilder, he's another inspiration, man, because, he, like I said, he beat cancer, and he kept going, he never gave up, and he's just an inspiration because he was all about, like his nephew said that, Gene Wilder, he kept the, Alzheimer's a secret because he didn't want to have one less smile in the world, like, basically, because if we found out, me as a fan, if I found out, oh, he had Alzheimer's while he's still alive, I'm going to be like, oh, like, I'm going to, get sad, like, lose my smile. So he didn't want people, he wanted as many smiles as possible, and I really love that. I really, truly, truly fucking love that. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's not, no one, you can't put a fucking gun to his head and say, tell everybody what you have, dog. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? It's up to you. Like, we're freedom. Like, freedom exists in America. Like, we're free to do whatever the fuck we want. I mean, unless you're like a sex slave or something. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, Thomas Held, and just all the greats. Like, big shout out, R.I.P. to Bernie Mac as well. He was another phenomenal comedian, stand-up comedian, and comedic actor as well. But yeah, man, and then who else? I mean, shit, there was a lot, dude. Michael Jackson, Prince was a big one. Again, Prince at 52 years old, like, super young. Or how old is he? I think he was 54. I want to say he was early 50s, but I could be wrong. Maybe late 50s. But oh yeah, and Tommy says here he wrote 2 inspirational books for children titled Positive Attitude and I Am Responsible for Me. Ford spent time traveling to schools to inspire and empower children and encourage responsibility. There it is. As recently as June 2016, Ford directed a documentary on bullying entitled Through My Lenses, ATL. In October 2016, the documentary aired on Aspire TV. That is so fucking awesome. You see what I'm saying, man? The guy was awesome. I mean, there's no denying that. Like, whether you liked him on the show or not, whether he irritated you or not, he was doing positive shit in the world, and that's what matters. Like, my show right now may fucking irritate a lot of people, but guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep airing it because I feel like that it's my right to do. I mean, I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like doing it, that's why. And I just talked about freedom, and I'm free as fuck because I live in America. But yeah, man, I mean, it I don't know, it just inspires the shit out of me, and I just want to do 2-hour podcasts every single fucking day, but I'm not there yet. I don't know. I mean, honestly, ideally, right, I want the platform of, like I said, video, audio, having my own studio, having celebrity guests so they can help spread the awareness of the world. You know what I mean? And and honestly, any celebrity, because if they come on my show, they'll be inspired, I guarantee you, and their followers will be watching the show, and I'll inspire their followers. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You could have fucking Kim Kardashian on my show, and, you know, although she's a fucking dingbat and a fucking idiot and just a garbage of a human being, well, she's gorgeous, so I guess she's got that going for her. But, you know, she comes on my show, that means like millions, I mean millions of her followers are gonna tune in. I guarantee you. I mean, there's 3.15 million Americans in America, I believe. And you know, she, and guarantee you, like, shit, at least 1 million. She has at least 1 million fans, and that's just in America. And if it's on a podcast, it can go globally, which means you know, her fans in Europe, her fans in France or wherever, because, you know, she's got fans all over the world. I mean, as much as it sucks to say that, she's got them, and they'll tune in. And you know, and they'll hear me, and I guarantee you I'll inspire some of them. I'm not going to say I'm going to inspire all of them, but yeah, man. I mean, shit. You have anybody, any celebrity, I'd take any celebrity just for the fact that I know I have a chance of inspiring some of their fans. Like, and that's exactly why I do it. It's not because, you know, I want to fucking talk to them. I mean, I will be talking to them because that's the job title, right? But I don't know. I think it's a great idea. I have a lot of great ideas. No. I have the shittiest ideas, but I think that's a good one. So, yeah, got that one going for me. But there's no really topic of my show. Oh, that's the other thing. Man, that this fucking podcast app, I guess, and maybe it's a website too, but that I want to publish my podcast on, they don't fucking have a fucking brain, because they do by categories, and it's like, okay, so they have comedy, sports, you know what I mean, science, and like they have all these genres, and you can only pick one. What kind of shit is that? That is so fucking stupid. I think I may just delete it and download another one, because that's just garbage. How can I marginalize? I mean, look at all the shit I just talked about in this episode alone. I mean, and I'm gonna, you know, like, I'm all over the place. I talk MMA, I talk, you know, jiu-jitsu, I talk comedy, I talk movies, I talk, like, you can't, I'm all over the place, dude. Like, you can't marginalize me, like, or at least let me pick multiple categories, like comedy, sports, you know, science. Like, come on, dude, that's some fucking horse shit. It truly is horse shit, and yeah. But I don't know, maybe SoundCloud. I'll see what SoundCloud's talking about. I'll check out a lot of them. But YouTube's the best one, though, because although they do categories, you know, it's still global, and it's super available, because all you need to do is go to youtube.com, you know what I mean, which millions upon millions of people are on every single fucking day, 24 hours a day. So, you know, I know I'm gonna get some play on there, but the thing is, I want to be on both. I want to be podcasted up. I want to reach to the farthest fucking end of the earth until right here in the Bay Area. I think that'd be great. But I'm gonna go ahead and just end this one, though. So, there it is. Another 30, bang, in the pot, hopefully. If there's no fucking errors on this goddamn recorder app. So, thank you for tuning in if you listen to this. And I'm sorry if you feel like it wasted 30 minutes of your life. But hopefully, I inspired you. And you remember some good stuff. And I'll be back with many, many, many episodes, hopefully. All right. Druze Daily Dose, signing off. Take care. Bye.